In 1881, John walks the dim, crowded streets of New York, his steps cautious. He senses someone following him. Trying to lose the mysterious man, John ducks through alleyways and into a telegram office, sending a message marked Express. It's urgent. Far away, his nephew Edgar receives the telegram, pleading for help. Without hesitation, Edgar boards a train to John's estate. Upon arrival, he's greeted by a lawyer who shares grim news. John has died unexpectedly. Everything he owned has been left to Edgar. His body lies sealed inside a crypt, locked from the inside. There's also a diary left behind, with strict instructions. Only John may read it. As the lawyer leaves, Edgar opens the diary and begins reading John's story, which starts 13 years earlier, just after the Civil War in Arizona. Back then, John was a respected ex-captain of the Confederate Army, wandering the desert in search of gold. Though he hadn't found much, he still owed debts at the local tavern. When he's denied service, John fights the patrons off single-handedly and pulls a gun on the waiter, just as a squad of soldiers arrives to arrest him. John resists but is quickly subdued and taken in for questioning. He wakes up in front of Colonel Powell, who wants John to help fight against the Apaches. But John, tired of war, refuses. Powell knocks him out again. While locked in a cell, John dreams of his lost family. Waking up with an idea, he urinates to draw the guard near, knocks him out, steals the keys, and escapes, taking Powell's horse with him. But the cavalry chases him down, and they all run into a tense standoff with an Apache war party. A sudden shootout erupts. John escapes amidst the chaos, but Powell is wounded. Instead of leaving him behind, John helps him escape into a nearby canyon, where they find a mysterious cave marked by a strange spider symbol. The Apache warriors, upon seeing the mark, immediately retreat. Inside the cave, John finds golden walls and strange symbols. Suddenly, a cloaked man appears and attacks. They fight, and John shoots him. The man dies while clutching a glowing medallion and whispers strange words. John repeats them, and is suddenly teleported away. He awakens in a strange red desert, his body light, gravity low. He's confused until he realizes he's not on Earth. He's on Mars. As he moves, he discovers he can leap massive distances. Climbing a hill, he sees giant eggs hatching green, six-limbed alien babies. That's when the Tharks arrive, green-skinned, warrior-like creatures riding beasts. Their leader, Tharks, finds the medallion and confronts John. After a brief skirmish, they capture him, intrigued by his powers. Meanwhile, on the Martian kingdom of Helium, Princess Deja prepares to unveil her invention that harvests Nona light, a powerful energy. But her jealous rivals sabotage the demonstration, making it appear as a failure. Her father, King Tardos, informs her that to stop the war with Zodanga, she must marry their prince, Sabdan. Deja is heartbroken. Unbeknownst to them, one council member is a Thurn, a shape-shifting spy. Back with John, he's brought to the Thark city, forced to live among them. He befriends a kind Thark named Sola and a loyal alien creature, Woola. Sola gives him a special drink that helps him understand their language. But when John tries to escape, his superhuman jumps reveal his strength. The Tharks start to see him as something more than a prisoner. Then, airships appear in the sky. Helium and Zodanga are at war. In the middle of a fiery battle, John spots Deja, disguised as a soldier and barely hanging on to the edge of a falling ship. He leaps across the battlefield and saves her, believing she's human. Together, they fight off enemy soldiers, showing incredible teamwork. John helps crash one of the ships and is nearly killed by Sabdan, but the Tharks open fire, forcing Sabdan to retreat. Impressed, the Tharks welcome John as a warrior. Haegis, jealous and angry, hides his resentment. Deja becomes curious about John's abilities. He explains that the medallion brought him here and that he comes from Earth. She takes him to a sacred temple despite warnings. There, they discover ancient markings hinting at a gateway to other worlds. But they are caught, and Tarks is furious. It's revealed that Sola is his secret daughter, something forbidden among Tharks. Despite the danger, Tars secretly returns the medallion and helps them flee. Hiding from Haegis, the trio, John, Deja, and Sola, escape across the Martian desert. As they travel, John begins to witness the destruction caused by Sabdan's war and the devastation left behind. They must now cross deadly storms and hide from warships as they search for a way to unlock the secrets of the medallion, and maybe a path home. Days pass, and Sola starts to sense that something is wrong. She confronts Deja, who finally admits that there is no gate. She was never taking them to a way home. Instead, she planned to bring them to Helium, hoping John would help save her people. Furious and betrayed, John prepares to leave her behind. But Deja falls to her knees, pleading. She confesses that she is a princess, forced into marriage with Sabdan to prevent war. desperate not to lose her freedom. John, still believing the cave that brought him here is real, decides to stay but no longer trusts her. Meanwhile, the mysterious shapeshifter Shang learns of Deja's location and begins his pursuit. John, Deja, and Sola arrive at a river where sinners offer items to the waters to find peace. Sola wants to join, but John urges her to honor her duty instead. They travel downriver by boat and soon find a strange, towering structure. John leaps with Deja to the top, where the medallion begins to glow, activating the structure. Inside, they uncover a celestial diagram. The Nona light, Deja's research, takes the shape of the same spider John saw in the Arizona cave. It all confirms John's journey. A copy of his body was sent from Earth to Mars. Realizing Sab then is working with the Tharks, Deja finally believes John's story. She kisses him, and for a moment, John remembers his lost wife. But just then, an army of Tharks arrives, Shang hidden among them. John grabs Deja and leaps back into the boat to escape. As they flee, John recalls the tragic day he returned home to find his wife and daughter dead. Driven by grief, John urges Deja to keep running while he and Wula stay behind to fight. John fights like a man with nothing left to lose, cutting down Thark warriors with rage and skill. Suddenly, a Helium warship arrives. Deja is reunited with her father, King Tardos, and Sabdan, who pretends to come in peace. He hands his sword to Deja, but though she considers striking him down, she ultimately agrees to marry him for the sake of her people. Everyone, including John, is taken aboard the ship. Later, John awakens inside a guarded room, where one of Deja's loyal soldiers helps him escape by pretending he's a prisoner. After a daring run through the city, John reunites with Deja. She asks him to stay and fight for her people, but John refuses. Heartbroken, she gives him the medallion and teaches him the words to return home. As John speaks the words, guards burst in. When Deja turns around, he's gone, or so she thinks. John had hidden above. Trying to sneak out, he's captured by Shang, who reveals he knows everything about Earth and the Tharks, immortal beings who secretly control the fate of worlds, including Earth and Mars. Shang disguises himself again and takes John to watch the wedding procession. Shang reveals Deja will be killed after the wedding, as part of the Tharks' plan. He tries to take John away in a ship, but Wula appears just in time, attacking Shang and setting John free. John steals a flyer and, after several near crashes, escapes the city. A Helium guard pursues him, but Sola brings down the enemy ship, allowing John to land safely. Knowing he can't save Deja alone, John returns to the Tharks for help. But things have changed. Haegis now rules, and John is thrown into a cell alongside Tarkas. The once great leader is now broken, having lost a duel in the Colosseum. Soon, John and Tars are forced into the arena to fight two monstrous, white beasts. Chained and cornered, John dodges attack after attack until he finally breaks free, using his chains as weapons. Tars throws him a sword, and together they slay the beasts. When John kills Haegis in single combat, the crowd roars with approval. Now, with the Tharks on his side, John leads them to Zodanga, only to discover it's empty. The wedding is taking place in Helium. Furious, Tars slaps John and reminds him that the Tharks cannot fly. John, determined, leaves alone in a flyer. As Deja prepares to marry Sab then, John crashes through a palace window, stopping the wedding. Sab then triggers an attack, dragging Deja away. Chaos erupts in Helium. John fights through enemy soldiers. Deja wounds Sabdan, and John saves her just in time. They battle side by side. Then, just as Sabdan is about to kill John, Thark airships crash into the palace. Tarkas and his warriors have arrived. United with Helium, they turn the tide. John leaps at Sabdan, rips off his arm, and demands answers. But the blue light surges back into Sabdan's body, killing him before he can reveal anything. Nearby, Shang is controlling the Nona light, disguised as a Thark. Deja attacks him with her sword, but Shang transforms into her to confuse John. The real Deja is pushed aside and escapes through a window. As Shang attempts to flee, Tars finds the medallion. John appears, and together, they fight the imposter. Shang vanishes before they can finish him. With the battle over, peace is finally restored. And since everything was ready for a wedding, John takes out his old wedding ring and proposes to Deja. She accepts. The city rejoices. That night, John stands on a balcony, overwhelmed with happiness. He throws the medallion away, accepting his place as John of Mars. But in a shocking twist, a guard approaches. It's Shang. He touches John, and in a flash, John is sent back to Earth. John awakens in the Arizona cave. Years have passed. Powell is gone. He tries saying the words to return, but nothing happens. He's stuck. Back in the present, Edgar finishes reading the diary. John had searched for another medallion for years, finally locating one hidden in the Orkneys. but the Tharks were still hunting him. So, he devised a plan. Using a rare poison to fake his death, John had himself sealed in the crypt, leaving Edgar's secret instructions. Rushing to the crypt, Edgar uses the telegram code to open it, only to find it empty. Suddenly, a Thark appears. But before he can strike, he's shot and killed. John emerges from the shadows, revealing he used Edgar as bait to catch the Tharks. Now, with a new medallion in hand, John prepares to return to Mars. He asks Edgar to protect his body, then steps inside the crypt. As the door seals shut, John speaks the sacred words, once more becoming John of Mars. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.